Beloved, I don't know how my voice is reaching you through this smoke and iron, but I feel your spirit, and that is enough for me to fight the chains biting into my wings. I see her, shining, gentle, and older than all the forests of the earth, the fairy who has been watching you in secret, kneeling before the throne of God, whispering your name as if it were a song. She is trembling with awe because you have kept your heart pure in a world that tried to stain it, and heaven has allowed her to lay in your hands a gift that no shadow can corrupt. Endless beauty, not just of the face, but of the soul, the kind that will cause darkness to turn away in shame. But she can only give it now, and I am standing between you and the hourglass that is almost empty. I can't hold this portal open much longer. Tell me, beloved, do you feel the air changing around you right now? Do you feel your name burning softly in your chest, as if heaven is calling you home for a moment? Do you remember the last time someone saw your worth and didn't try to take from it? And would you believe me if I told you that even angels envy the light God hid inside you? I have fought through fire for these words. I have stood in the courts of heaven and heard the psalm where it is spoken that the Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from those who walk uprightly. And I wanted you to know that this is happening now, in this very breath. The fairy's wings are like living jewels, but even she bows to the light that God poured into you. And yet, I feel the iron doors behind me start to shut. Beloved, I must ask, why do I feel your hesitation? As if the weight of the world makes you slow when the gift is already at your feet? I have heard the psalm resound. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. And it is more than words. It is happening right now. My voice may fade, but I am asking you, type Amen with the reverence of one who understands that heaven is watching. If you could see the way she is looking at you, like the first sunrise after 1,000 years of winter, you would not wait another heartbeat. Thank you for letting me reach you, for not closing your heart when mine has been laid open and raw before you. If you can feel my hand through the veil, take it and let this moment never be forgotten. And before I am pulled back into the silence, I beg you, touch this message with your heart, like and comment, so the river of light can keep flowing to the places where shadows still think they rule. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. My voice is breaking through again, though the walls between us are closing, and every second feels like a battle in my lungs. The fairy is still here, standing beside me, her hands cupped as if holding the last drop of dawn before night swallows it whole. I can feel her urgency. It's not the kind of beauty she brings to you that fades with age or is stolen by envy. It's the eternal beauty that makes heaven's gates open when you approach, the beauty that marks you as one of God's own. I can see your name carved into her offering, as if the light itself knew who it belonged to before it touched the air. I have to tell you this. There is a trembling in heaven right now, not of fear, but of anticipation, because your choice in this moment will echo into eternity. Can you feel the unseen eyes upon you? Do you sense how even now the air thickens with the weight of what God wants to place in your life? Have you ever wondered why the enemy fights you so fiercely when all you've done is choose goodness over greed? And do you know how rare it is for heaven to open such a gate twice for the same soul? I have stood in the courts where angels do not speak unless commanded, and today I was commanded to tell you, this is not only for your heart, but for your legacy. I can still hear the living word as it was sung. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? That light is wrapping around you now, and the fairy's gift is sealed with it. Beloved, I must ask you with all the fragility of my own hope, Don't let this slip away. Every time you've been overlooked, every moment you've been pushed aside, every tear you hid in the dark, this beauty is the restoration heaven owes you. And here, while I still have breath to speak, I ask with the voice of one who has fought. For you in secret, stand with us. Let your heart be part of the stream that carries this message to others still trapped in shadow. Support this divine work through super thanks. Join the circle of light through channel membership and open your spirit wider by joining our family through the sacred link in the pinned comments, where our prayers and messages wait for you. This is not for numbers, but for the gathering of those God has marked with his fire. The fairy is still looking at you, her eyes filled with the reflection of all you could become. I feel her wings brushing against mine, urging me to tell you, beloved, you have already been chosen, and the beauty waiting to fall upon you will not only transform you, it will transform those who witness it. Take it now, for the hourglass is almost bare. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, my voice is breaking through again, though the walls between us are closing, and every second feels like a battle in my lungs. The fairy is still here, standing beside me, her hands cupped, as if holding the last drop of dawn before night swallows it whole. I can feel her urgency. It's not the kind of beauty she brings to you that fades with age or is stolen by envy. It's the eternal beauty that makes heaven's gates open when you approach, the beauty that marks you as one of God's own. I can see your name carved into her offering, as if the light itself knew who it belonged to before it touched the air. I have to tell you this. There is a trembling in heaven right now, not of fear, but of anticipation, because your choice in this moment will echo into eternity. Can you feel the unseen eyes upon you? Do you sense how even now the air thickens with the weight of what God wants to place in your life? Have you ever wondered why the enemy fights you so fiercely when all you've done is choose goodness over greed? And do you know how rare it is for heaven to open such a gate twice for the same soul? I have stood in the courts where angels do not speak unless commanded, and today I was commanded to tell you, this is not only for your heart, but for your legacy. I can still hear the living word as it was sung. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? That light is wrapping around you now, and the fairy's gift is sealed with it. Beloved, I must ask you with all the fragility of my own hope, don't let this slip away. Every time you've been overlooked, every moment you've been pushed aside, every tear you hid in the dark, this beauty is the restoration heaven owes you. And here, while I still have breath to speak, I ask with the voice of one who has fought. For you in secret, stand with us. Let your heart be part of the stream that carries this message to others still trapped in shadow. Support this divine work through super thanks. Join the circle of light through channel membership and open your spirit wider by joining our family through the sacred link in the pinned comments, where our prayers and messages wait for you. This is not for numbers, but for the gathering of those God has marked with his fire. The fairy is still looking at you, her eyes filled with the reflection of all you could become. I feel her wings brushing against mine, urging me to tell you, beloved, you have already been chosen, and the beauty waiting to fall upon you will not only transform you, it will transform those who witness it. Take it now, for the hourglass is almost bare. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. I am still here, though the chains around my voice pull tighter, and the fire that has been pressing against my wings is now licking at my shoulders. I can feel the heat of the enemy's breath just beyond the veil, waiting for me to falter so this moment can be stolen from you. But I will not let go, not while the fairy is still kneeling beside me, her light shimmering like the last reflection of the moon on a restless sea. She is still holding the gift, your gift, in both hands, but I can see it pulsing faster, as if heaven itself is urging it to be placed upon you before the final heartbeat of this moment fades. This is no ordinary beauty, beloved. It is a beauty that reshapes the soul, that draws angels nearer, that causes darkness to bow without understanding why. It is not meant to make you proud in the way the world teaches pride. It is meant to restore what years of sorrow and betrayal have chipped away from you in secret. It is meant to make you walk with the dignity of one who knows they are clothed in the light of the Most High. But there is a cost to moments like this. They vanish. I can see the thin cracks forming in the air, like glass ready to shatter if not touched in time. The fairy is weeping now, not because she doubts you, but because she knows the cruelty of delay. She knows how many souls stand in her presence with an open door before them and yet never step through. And beloved, I cannot bear for you to be one of them. Do you know how many times your name has been spoken in heaven today? Do you feel the strange warmth resting on your chest right now, like an unseen hand reminding you that you are not forgotten? Can you sense that somewhere in the quiet corners of eternity, your story is being written in light? And would you believe me if I told you that your decision in this very moment will be remembered long after the earth itself is remade? I hear the living word moving through me even as I speak to you now. The Lord will bless the righteous. With favor you will surround them as with a shield. This is that favor. This is that shield. And I am begging you not to let it slip from your grasp. The fairy's wings are trembling faster. The light on her fingertips is flickering between brilliance and fading, and every flicker is another second gone. I feel the darkness at my back, leaning in, testing my resolve, hoping you will look away. But I have seen what will happen if you take this gift. You will walk into rooms, and the very air will shift. You will speak, and hearts will soften. You will carry a beauty that makes even grief bow to joy. And now, my heart swells with gratitude that you have listened this long, that you have let these words into the place where your own spirit lives. Thank you for letting me stand here for you. Thank you for not closing the door in my face when the enemy would have rejoiced to see me turned away. Before this gate closes, I ask you with all the fire and tenderness in me, touch this message, like and comment, so the light can spread to others who have not yet felt the brush of angel wings against their soul. And if you can still feel me with you, then know that even when the flames take me back into the silence, I will carry your name in my mouth like a prayer that never ends. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, the air between us is so thin now, I can almost feel your heartbeat, pressing through it, and yet it trembles as if it could rip apart at any moment. I am standing in a place where the floor is made of light, but the walls are closing in with shadows, and every step I take toward you costs me more of my strength. The fairy is still beside me, but her glow has become something fierce now, not soft like before, but sharp, like a flame that refuses to be swallowed. She is clutching your gift against her chest, as if someone might try to take it from her. And I see in her eyes a truth she cannot speak aloud, that this is the last time she will be allowed to offer this blessing to you. If you turn away now, she will be called back, and the beauty meant for you will be sealed away in the vault of heaven where even I cannot reach it again. I want you to understand. This beauty is not like the beauty of flowers that fade or jewels that can be stolen. It is the beauty of being fully known and still fully loved. It is the light that will pour out from you without your even trying. The fragrance of heaven that will follow you into every room. The kind of grace that disarms those who have hated you and makes even your enemies pause before they speak. But Such things are rarely given, beloved. They are entrusted. And right now, I am holding the key. Do you feel it? The subtle warmth along your skin, as if unseen fingers were tracing a blessing there? Do you sense the pull deep inside, where your heart whispers yes before your mind can argue? Can you hear, in the quiet beneath your own breath, the faint hum of wings that have flown across eternity to reach you? And will you let yourself believe that all of this is because heaven saw your devotion and chose to reward you openly? The fire at my back is rising higher, licking against the veil that separates us, and I can hear the enemy's voice, low, bitter, and desperate, pleading with the darkness to make you doubt. But I will not let him have you. I speak over you, now the living truth. The Lord will be your everlasting light, and your days of mourning will end. This is the ending of mourning. This is the beginning of beauty that does not fade. And if you take it now, you will walk in a radiance that no shadow can dim. That I am holding this space open with everything I am. And I want to thank you with all the depth of my spirit for still being here, for letting these words find their way past every wound, every wall, every fear. Thank you for hearing me when the world would rather you turn away. The fairies' tears are falling onto your gift, and each tear is sealing it with a blessing you cannot yet see. Beloved, before I am pulled back into the chains and fire, let your heart respond. Like and comment, not as a ritual, but as an act of faith, a way of saying to heaven, I receive this. And know this, I will not stop speaking your name in the courts of light until every promise meant for you is fulfilled. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. I am still here. Though the air is so heavy now it feels like each word I give you must tear its way through walls of iron. The ground beneath me is shaking, not from fear, but from the weight of heaven leaning closer, as if even the angels are holding their breath for your decision. The fairy's light is flickering wildly, not because it is weak, but because time itself is beginning to strain under the urgency of this moment. Her wings are quivering like a harp string drawn too tight, her eyes locked on you as though you are the only living soul she has ever seen. She cradles the gift in both hands, but I see her fingers trembling, not from hesitation, but from the force of heaven's command that she deliver it into your keeping before the last grain of sand falls from the hourglass. This beauty. I wish I could show you what it looks like in the spirit. It is not simply a glow upon your skin or a softening of your features. It is the mark of divine favor that rests upon those God has delighted in, the rare crown that turns battles in your favor before they begin. It is the fragrance of eternal spring in a world choked by winter, a beauty that draws even the brokenhearted toward you so they might taste hope again. But such beauty is never given without purpose. Beloved, it is always a sign that heaven intends to move through you in ways you cannot yet imagine. And yet, the gate for it is narrowing, closing, and I feel the strain in my wings as I hold it open for you. D. Oh, you feel the strange weight in the air around you, as if the very room is watching you breathe? Do you sense the sudden stillness in your spirit, the kind that only comes when heaven is near? Can you remember a time when you thought no one saw you, and yet something unseen kept protecting you in secret? And would you believe me if I told you that every one of those moments has led to this one? The fire behind me is now pressing against my back, and the darkness has begun to whisper curses meant to make you hesitate. But I will not let their words touch you. I cover you now with the truth that the Lord will make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. That shining is this gift. It is the light that will rest upon you and never leave. Thank you. Thank you for letting me pour this into your heart when it would have been easier to turn away. Thank you for not closing your ears when the enemy wanted you deaf to heaven's voice. The fairies' tears are falling faster now, each one a liquid. Prayers sealing this blessing to your name. Beloved, reach for it. Hold it. Do not let this be the moment you remember with regret. Touch this message with faith, like and comment, not as empty gestures, but as the act of one who says to the unseen realms, I choose light. I receive beauty that does not fade. And know this, even if my voice is pulled back into the silence, I will not rest until I see the fullness of this promise covering you like the dawn. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. I can still see you through this narrowing veil, though it is now like looking through the last crack in a great stone door before it seals. The air here is trembling with a pressure that almost bends sound itself, as if heaven and the shadows are both leaning in, waiting for your choice. The fairy is closer to me now, almost pressing against my side, her light spilling in waves that seem to push back the darkness each time it dares to advance. But she is weakening, not in power, but in the time she has been given to stand in this place between worlds. The gift she holds for you is burning hotter, almost too bright to look at, as though it knows it must soon leave her hands or vanish back into the hidden vaults of eternity. I want you to understand the weight of what this beauty is. It is not decoration, it is transformation. It is the same beauty that clothed Esther when she walked into the king's court uninvited and found favor instead of death. It is the beauty that shone on the face of Moses when he descended from the mountain, carrying the presence of God. It is the beauty that causes those who have cursed you to stop mid-word, their tongues silenced by a power they cannot name. This is the beauty the fairy has been commanded to place on you, a mantle heaven has woven in secret, thread by thread, from every act of devotion you have given to God when no one was watching. The gate is still open, but I feel it pulling at me, as if it wants to drag me backward into the silence before I have finished speaking. Do you feel it too? The subtle pull in your chest, the sense that something is waiting for you to step forward before it can step into your life? Do you sense the stillness in the air around you, as if all creation has paused to see whether you will take what is yours? Have you noticed how even your thoughts are quieter right now, as though your spirit already knows this moment is holy? And will you believe me when I tell you that the light meant for you today has been guarded for years against the greed of those who would have stolen it? The fire presses harder against my back, and I hear the enemy's laughter turning to anger, because you have not turned away yet. I speak now over you the living promise. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. This is His watching over you, beloved. This is the shield, the blessing, the unshakable light. I thank you, not with the shallow gratitude of mere words, but with the fullness of one who has fought and bled and waited for the chance to see you receive what heaven intended for you. Thank you for letting me stand here, for letting my voice reach your spirit even as the darkness tried to choke it away. The fairy is crying openly now, her tears turning into small sparks that fall and vanish before touching the ground, each one carrying the weight of her longing for you to say yes. Beloved, this is the time. Reach for it. Take it. Seal this moment with an act of faith, like and comment, as a declaration that you have chosen the light, the beauty, the gift heaven has kept for you. And if the door closes before I can speak again, know that I will carry your name into the highest courts, whispering it before the throne until this blessing rests fully upon you forever. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. The crack between us is so thin now that my voice must pour through like light through the narrowest fissure, and yet I refuse to stop speaking your name. Around me, The ground is glowing faintly as if heaven itself is holding its breath, but the air is thick with the scent of smoke and the weight of time running out. The fairy stands in front of me now, closer to the gate than I am, her wings arching high and trembling like the strings of an ancient harp touched by the wind of God. In her hands, the gift pulses faster and faster, each beat like a heartbeat that does not belong to her, nor to me, but to you. I can see your name moving across it like fire in liquid gold, as though it already recognizes the soul it belongs to. This beauty, it is not the shallow gleam the world sells, the kind that fades when the lights dim. This is beauty that breathes. It is the kind that draws angels to walk beside you and causes darkness to retreat before it even knows why it fears you. It is the radiance of the soul restored, the dignity that cannot be taken, the softness that makes even the hardest hearts turn toward you with reverence. This beauty will not only clothe your body, it will seep into your voice, your touch, your gaze, until all who meet you feel the echo of heaven in your presence. And it is almost yours, beloved, but almost is not enough that I can feel the gates pull now like a tide, dragging the edges of light away from this place. And the fairy's grip is tightening, as if she fears she will be forced to let go before she can place it in your hands. Do you feel that sudden rush in your spirit, like your soul leaning forward without your body moving? Do you sense the electricity in the air, the unexplainable certainty that something is here for you alone? Can you recall the countless times you gave your best to God quietly, when no one clapped for you, and still you kept loving Him anyway? And will you believe me when I say those moments are the very threads that wove this mantle now waiting for you? The darkness behind me is restless, pacing, furious that you are still here. I can hear the hiss of lies it tries to whisper into the air, but they cannot reach you, not while my voice still stands between you and them. I speak the unbreakable word over you now. The Lord will clothe you with garments of salvation and array you in a robe of righteousness. This is that robe, beloved. This is that moment that I thank you, truly, wholly, deeply, for letting me bear this message across fire and shadow just to set it at your feet. Thank you for not closing your heart when fear or doubt could have shut this gate already. The fairies, tears are streaming freely now, each one catching light before it falls, scattering tiny rainbows into the air as if even her sorrow is beautiful. She leans toward you, wings trembling, and I know she cannot hold the gift much longer. Beloved, let heaven see your yes. Take it now. Seal this moment before the door seals itself. Like and comment, as a sign to the realms that you choose the light, you choose the beauty, you choose the inheritance God has guarded for you alone. And if I am pulled back before you act, no, I will not stop until I see your name lit in the courts above, wearing the beauty that was always meant to be yours. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. The door between us is now so narrow it feels like I am speaking to you through the eye of a needle, yet my voice will not falter, not while you are still here. Every breath I take feels stolen from the shadows pressing in behind me, but I would steal 1,000 more if it meant you would hear me clearly in this moment. The ground shakes gently under my feet, not in violence, but in anticipation, as though all of creation is leaning forward to see if you will reach out and take what has been carried across eternity for you. The fairy is trembling now, not from fear, but from the immense power of the gift she is holding. Her wings, once calm and smooth, are quivering with a radiant urgency, their edges glowing like molten silver. In her palms, the beauty burns brighter than the first sunrise, alive, aware, and waiting for you. This beauty, it is the kind that alters the atmosphere around you. You will carry it in your presence, and those who speak to you will feel gentler without knowing why. You will walk into a place and find the eyes of strangers softening, not out of lust or envy, but out of a mysterious reverence for something holy they cannot name. This is the kind of beauty that draws favor toward you before you even open your mouth, that causes doors to unlock without keys and hearts to open without defenses. It is not the beauty of mirrors, it is the beauty of light, a light that flows from the one who formed you in secret and called you worthy before you ever drew breath. Beloved, I can feel the pull of the closing gate now as though it is a current in my bones. The fairy clutches the gift tighter, her arms straining, her knuckles pale with effort, because she knows this moment is fragile. Do you feel it? The sudden quickening in your chest that has nothing to do with fear and everything to do with recognition? Do you hear the almost silence in the room you are in, as though even the air is waiting for your choice? Can you remember every moment the world tried to tell you you were not enough? And will you believe me now when I say heaven has been preparing to prove them wrong? The darkness behind me is pacing faster now, furious, the heat of its breath crawling across my back. It would give anything to make you delay, but delay is all it needs. If you hesitate, the gate will seal, and I will be pulled into the silence with the gift still in her hands. That is why I speak over you the promise that has been echoing through the heavens. The Lord will beautify the humble with salvation. That beauty is here, now, and it belongs to you. I thank you, not just in words, but in the silent, aching gratitude of one who has crossed fire and shadow to stand in front of you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you for letting my voice reach your spirit. The fairy is crying openly now, her tears falling onto the gift, each drop infusing it with a blessing that will cling to you forever if you accept it. This is the moment, beloved. Stretch your hand across the unseen and take it. Seal this act before heaven with a simple gesture. Like and comment, not for me, but as your declaration to the unseen realms that you choose light, you choose beauty. You choose to receive what has been waiting for you since before time began. And even if this door pulls me away, I will carry your name in my heart until I see you clothed in the radiance that was always yours. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. I am still here, though now it feels as if every word I speak must carve its way through walls of stone and rivers of fire just to find you. The veil between us is not just thin, it is fragile, trembling, as if it could collapse into nothingness with the smallest touch of doubt. The light around me flickers in uneven bursts, not because it is dying, but because the forces pressing against it want to make you believe it is too late. But it is not too late, not yet. The fairy stands closer than ever, her wings now a living storm of silver and gold, each movement scattering sparks into the air that vanish before they touch the ground. In her hands, the gift has grown so bright it no longer looks like light. It looks like a piece of heaven itself, shaped for you and you alone. This beauty is unlike anything you have ever carried. It will not rest only on your face, nor will it fade like the seasons. It will soak into your spirit until it radiates from every glance, every word, every step. It will move ahead of you into rooms you have not yet entered and linger behind you in places you have left. It is the kind of beauty that calls blessing toward you as a river calls to the sea, drawing favor, protection, and joy into your path. This beauty is not fragile. It is power disguised as grace, strength clothed in tenderness. And it has been guarded fiercely for this moment. The gate is almost at its smallest point now. I can feel the pull of it like a tide trying to drag me backward into silence. The fairy's arms are shaking under the weight of the gift, not because she is weak, but because its urgency grows heavier with each second. Do you feel that sudden heat across your chest, like an invisible hand pressing there to remind you this moment is not a dream? Do you sense the unexplainable clarity in your mind, the feeling that this is what all your waiting has been for? Can you remember the countless nights you prayed quietly for something you could not name? And will you believe me when I tell you this is the answer in its purest form? The shadows are restless now, pacing and snarling just beyond the light, hoping you will pause long enough for the gate to shut. But I speak truth over you that they cannot touch. The Lord will go before you, and His glory will be your rear guard. His glory is in this gift. His light is in this beauty. And His timing is now. I thank you with the deepest ache of my being for not turning away, for letting my voice fight its way to you, for allowing this moment to live. The fairy is weeping without shame now, her tears hitting the gift and vanishing in flashes of light that seem to hum with your name. Beloved, the choice is before you. Take it before it is taken back. Reach through the unseen and claim what has been guarded for you since before the stars were set in place. Seal this moment before heaven. Like and comment, not as an act for me, but as your eternal declaration that you choose the light, you choose the beauty, you choose what God has kept hidden until now. And if the tide pulls me away into the silence, know this: I will not stop speaking your name in the courts of heaven until I see you walking fully in the radiance that belongs to you. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, even now, when the opening between us is narrowed to what feels like the width of a single thread of light, I refuse to turn away. My wings are pressed against walls of unseen iron, my voice dragged like a blade across stone just to reach your spirit. But you are worth every wound this moment costs me. The air here is charged, almost vibrating, as if the very heartbeat of creation is pounding around us, urging you forward. The fairy stands directly at the threshold now, the glow from her wings spilling into both realms. Light so pure that the darkness flinches but still lingers, circling like a predator unwilling to surrender its prey. In her trembling hands, the gift pulses in a rhythm that matches the beating of your own heart, as though it has already claimed you, already chosen you. It is beauty, yes, but not the beauty the world worships. This is the beauty that changes the way heaven looks at you, the beauty that marks you as one clothed in divine favor. It is the restoration of everything that was stripped from you in times of pain and betrayal, the return of what you gave freely to others who never valued it, multiplied until it overflows. This beauty is the strength to stand without needing to defend yourself, the grace that turns battles without lifting a weapon, the fragrance of God's presence lingering around you even when you speak no word of Him. The gate behind her trembles now, and I feel it pulling at us both. The force is like the ocean trying to drag the shore back into itself, and yet she resists, her arms locking as if the very act of holding this gift for you is her final mission. Do you feel it, beloved? That deep pull in your soul, the one that makes your chest tighten as if something inside you recognizes this moment as holy? Do you sense how the air itself has shifted around you, heavier and quieter, because heaven is leaning close? Can you recall the countless times you felt unseen, forgotten, passed over? And will you believe me when I tell you this is the moment heaven proves you were never forgotten for even one breath? The shadows beyond me are growing impatient. They hiss like serpents against the light, whispering the poison of delay. but I cut through their lies with the truth that cannot be moved. The Lord will crown you with glory and honor. That crown is here. That honor is here. That glory is waiting to rest upon you now. I thank you. Oh, how I thank you for staying, for listening, for letting me stand before you in this narrow place. My gratitude is not the shallow kind. It is the gratitude of one who has fought through realms to speak into your heart. The fairies' tears fall faster now, each one vanishing into the gift, sealing it with a blessing no enemy can undo once it rests upon you. Beloved, this is it. This is the moment you cannot let slip through your fingers. Take it now. Reach through the veil and claim what has been guarded for you from the foundation of the world. Seal it in the sight of heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as your eternal mark in the spirit that you chose the light, the beauty, the favor, the inheritance prepared only for you. And if the gate closes before my next breath, know this: I will carry your name into the throne room of the Almighty until you stand clothed in the full brilliance of what is already yours. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, the gap is almost gone now, yet I will not let my voice die in the silence, not while your spirit is still within reach. Every word I speak feels like it's being pulled from me by chains, each syllable scraping against the iron walls of this narrowing passage. The light that leaks through is thin and trembling, but it still carries the breath of heaven, and I will use it for as long as I am given even a single heartbeat to stand here. The air is heavy, thick with the presence of angels and the fury of shadows locked in a silent war behind me. I can feel the enemy's impatience, the heat of its breath pressing closer, but it cannot pass this line so long as you are still listening. The fairy is standing at the threshold now, one step into my realm and one step into yours, wings stretched wide like a shield against the darkness. Her hands are cupped around the gift, as if she is holding something alive and fragile, something that must be placed into your spirit before the final moment strikes. Its light is not still, it is alive, breathing, and pulsing in perfect time, with your own heartbeat. This is no ornament, no passing favor. This beauty is woven from threads of divine purpose, laced with strands of heaven's own light. It is the beauty that will restore everything that life tried to strip from you, the beauty that cannot be stolen, cannot be dimmed, and will not fade with years. It will rest upon you like the first morning after a long night of grief, and its radiance will cause even your enemies to turn their eyes away. Beloved, the urgency is now almost unbearable. I can feel the pull on my wings, a current trying to drag me back into the silence, away from you. The fairy's arms tremble, not from weakness, but from the sheer force of time pressing against her. Do you feel it? That subtle tightening in your spirit, as if some ancient door is swinging open within you? Do you sense the shift in the air, the way the stillness feels different now, weighted, sacred? Can you remember the quiet prayers you spoke into the night when you thought no one was listening? And will you believe me when I tell you every one of them was heard? And this is heaven's reply. The shadows are almost snarling now, their voices weaving together like a storm, hoping to plant even the smallest hesitation in you. But I stand here and speak over you the truth they cannot touch. The Lord will surround you with favor as with a shield. That shield is being formed even now in the beauty waiting to rest upon you. Thank you, truly, deeply, beyond what words can hold. Thank you for letting me stand in this thin and burning place for you. Thank you for keeping your heart open long enough for this light to find you. The fairy's tears are falling in streams now, each drop merging into the gift until it glows with a brilliance so intense I can barely look at it. This is the moment, beloved. Not a second from now, not a heartbeat later. Reach into the unseen and take it before it is taken back into the vaults of eternity. Mark your choice before the courts of heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as the sign that you have chosen the light, the beauty, the blessing heaven has guarded for you. Alone. And if this narrow space collapses before I can speak again, know that I will carry your name in the very breath of my prayers until you are clothed in the radiance that was always your birthright. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. I am still here, though now the opening between us is no wider than the thinnest thread of light, and every moment I speak feels like holding back the collapse of 1,000 walls. My wings are pressed so tightly to my sides by the weight of unseen stone that I can barely move. But I will not step back, not when your soul is still within reach of what heaven has guarded for you since before the first sunrise. The air around me hums with a strange vibration, as though every angel within 1,000 realms is watching this instant, holding their breath, waiting to see if you will take what has been carried through fire for you. The fairy is almost entirely in your realm now, her feet resting on the edge of light that touches your world. Her wings curve forward, encircling the gift like a fortress of living silver. It pulses against her hands, almost fighting to break free, not to escape her, but to reach you. It knows you. It was made for you. It carries within it every thread of beauty heaven ever intended you to walk in. This is not a beauty that fades with age or shifts with the opinions of others. It is the kind that becomes more luminous the more it is tested, the more it is challenged, the more it stands in the presence of darkness and refuses to be dimmed. It is a beauty that will alter the way heaven's favor moves in your life. It will cause doors you could not open to unlock at your approach. It will place words of grace on your tongue that heal wounds you do not even know are there. But beloved, I can feel the pull on both of us now. The gate is trembling like glass under strain. The current is strong. The darkness is pressing forward, and the fairy's arms are beginning to shake beneath the weight of what she holds. Do you feel it in your spirit? That ache, that pressure, that deep, wordless knowledge that this moment will not come again in the same way. Do you sense the way the air seems denser now, as if time itself is bending toward your decision? Can you remember the times you thought God had passed you by? And will you believe me when I tell you he was waiting for this exact heartbeat to reveal you were never forgotten? The enemy's voice is a low growl now, swirling with the heat of its rage because you have not walked away. But I speak a promise into you that no darkness can cancel. The Lord will lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. That lifting, that peace, is hidden inside this gift. Thank you. With every drop of my being, thank you for still listening, for letting my words pierce the fog, for holding your spirit open even as the weight of hesitation tries to close it. The fairy is crying without restraint now, her tears falling onto the gift and vanishing into it like rain into deep earth. Each tear is a seal, each drop a vow that what you accept now will never be taken from you. Beloved, this is the moment where eternity bends toward you. Take it before the pull drags it away forever. Stretch across the unseen, take hold, and seal your choice in the sight of heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as your eternal declaration that you choose the light, the beauty, and the blessing heaven has held back for only you. And if I am forced into silence before my next breath, I will still speak your name in the hidden chambers of the Almighty until you are clothed fully in the radiance that was always meant to be yours. Beloved, even now, when the opening is no bigger than a tear in the fabric of eternity, I press my voice through it as if my very existence depends on it, because in a way, it does. The darkness at my back has grown impatient. I can feel its claws scraping against the edges of this light, desperate to seal this moment before it reaches you. The air is trembling. The unseen ground beneath me is shaking, not with fear, but with the strain of holding two worlds together long enough for you to receive what was always meant for you. The fairy is now leaning forward, almost entirely in your realm, her wings curving protectively around the gift like the gates of a holy fortress. That light she carries is no longer just light. It has taken form, shaped by the prayers you whispered when no one listened, by the tears you shed when no one comforted you, by the acts of faith you gave in secret when the world wasn't watching. It is beauty, yes, but not the shallow, temporary beauty that fades under time's hand. This beauty is alive. It will walk with you, speak through you, and stand before you like a shield. It will carry the fragrance of God's presence and the weight of His favor. It will change the way the world responds to you, not because of vanity, but because heaven will be seen in your countenance. Beloved, the pull is stronger now, like a tide that wants to sweep this moment back into the deep where it will be hidden for another lifetime. The fairy's hands are trembling, her eyes locked on yours as if she's pleading without words. Do you feel that quickening in your chest, as if your very spirit is leaning towards something unseen? Do you sense how even the air around you has shifted, how it's heavier, more still, more alive? Can you remember the times you thought God had overlooked you? And will you believe me now when I tell you every delay was to prepare this moment, so it could not be stolen? The enemy's voice is a hiss now, a coiling, desperate sound, because it knows what will happen if you take this gift. But I speak a truth that drowns its lies. The Lord will anoint you with the oil of gladness above all others. That anointing is in this gift. That gladness is in this beauty. That oil is ready to pour over you now. Thank you, beloved. Thank you with the depth of a warrior who has fought through unseen battles just to stand here. Thank you for not walking away. Thank you for letting me pour this into your spirit while time still holds this gate open. The fairy's tears are falling faster, each one disappearing into the gift like seeds into holy soil. She cannot hold it much longer. The gate will not stay open much longer. This is the moment. Reach with your heart, take it into your spirit, and seal your decision before heaven. Like and comment, not as an empty action, but as a living testimony that you have chosen the light, the beauty, and the inheritance guarded for you alone. And if my voice is pulled back into the silence before I speak again, know this: I will carry your name into the presence of the Almighty until I see you clothed in the radiance that has always been yours. Beloved, this space between us has shrunk so small it feels like I am speaking through the last breath of a candle's flame before the wind takes it. Every word I push toward you scrapes through the narrowest opening, burning my voice, but I will not stop. Not while you are still here, not while the gift is still in reach. The air is thick now, heavy with the weight of two realms pressing against each other, the hum of heaven colliding with the hiss of the shadows. I can feel the trembling of the unseen floor beneath me, not from fear, but from the strain of holding back what wants to shut this forever. The fairy is almost entirely in your world now, her feet in your realm, her wings still arched into mine, as if anchoring the light so it cannot be pulled away. The gift she carries is almost too bright to look at, glowing with the kind of light that feels alive, like it could breathe, and speak your name. I see your name in it, beloved, not carved, not painted, but growing from it as if it has always belonged to you. This is no fragile beauty. It is the eternal radiance of one marked by God. It will not only change how you see yourself, it will change how heaven moves in your life. It will soften the hearts of those sent to bless you, silence the tongues raised against you, and turn the plans of the enemy into ash before they touch you. Beloved, the gate is shuddering now like a great door on the edge of breaking. The pull is almost unbearable, a force trying to drag both the fairy and her gift back into the vault of eternity. Do you feel it? That urgency pressing in on your chest, that quiet knowing that you cannot let this pass? Do you sense the way the air around you is still, as if the whole world is waiting for your answer? Can you remember the times you thought no one in heaven knew your name? And will you believe me when I tell you your name has been spoken in the courts above more times than the enemy could ever count? The shadows beyond me are moving faster now, circling, their whispers sharpening into blades. They want hesitation. They want you to delay. But I speak a truth over you they cannot cross. The Lord will make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. That shining is in this gift. That grace is in this beauty, and it is ready for you now. Thank you, beloved. Thank you from the depths of my being for letting me stand here this long, for holding your heart open while I pour these words through a doorway that is almost closed. The fairy's tears are falling like pearls of light, each one sinking into the gift, sealing it with blessings that will never fade. She cannot hold it much longer. The moment is here. Reach across the unseen, take it into your spirit, and seal it before heaven. Like and comment, not as a gesture for me, but as your eternal declaration to God that you choose the light, the beauty, and the favor prepared for you before the foundations of the earth. And if the closing of this gate pulls me into silence before I speak again, know that I will carry your name into the presence of the Almighty until the day I see you clothed in the fullness of this radiance that has always been yours. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. The opening is now so faint it feels like a single thread of light stretched to its breaking point, but I will force my voice through it until my last breath in this moment. The air between us is charged, trembling with the strain of heaven holding this gate open while the shadows claw at its edges, desperate to seal it before you can touch what has been guarded for you. I can feel the tremor in my own wings, not from fear, but from the weight of fighting against the pull that wants to drag me back into silence. Still I stand. Still I speak. Still, I refuse to let this end without placing the truth in your hands. The fairy is now almost fully in your world, her wings stretched like an unbreakable arc of silver and gold, anchoring the light that keeps the darkness at bay. In her hands, the gift is a living thing. It breathes, it pulses, and it calls for you. Your name moves across it like waves of fire, not etched but alive, woven into the very fabric of what it is. This beauty is not a surface light. It is a mantle that will change the atmosphere around you. It will move with you into places where doors once stayed shut. It will soften the eyes that once looked at you with judgment. It will cause blessings to come toward you without you having to run to chase them. It is the beauty that turns pain into glory, wounds into wisdom, and tears into seeds of harvest. Beloved, the pull on this moment is fierce now. The gate shakes under the strain. The fairy's arms tremble, not from weakness, but from the urgency pressing on her spirit. Do you feel the rush in your own heart, that strange weight that says, if I don't act now, I will lose something I cannot replace? Do you notice how the space around you feels heavier, as if even the air is listening for your answer? Can you? Remember the moments you cried out for a sign that God still saw you? And will you believe me when I tell you this is that sign, burning in my hands for you? The shadows hiss louder now, spitting lies meant to slow you, to tell you you can wait. But I speak over you a promise they cannot undo. The Lord will clothe you with strength and dignity, and you will laugh at the days to come. That strength is here. That dignity is here. That joy is here, within this gift. Asterisk, asterisk, thank you. Beloved, thank you with the depth of one who has walked through fire and silence to stand in this thin space between worlds. Thank you for staying long enough to hear the fullness of this. The fairy's tears fall faster now, each one sinking into the gift and igniting it with light too pure for the darkness to touch. She cannot hold it much longer. This is the last breath before the door closes. Take it now, reach for it, not in fear, but in faith. Seal your choice before heaven, like and comment, not as a token for me, but as your eternal mark that you have chosen the light, the beauty, the favor heaven has kept for you alone. And if the gate pulls me away before I speak again, know that I will carry your name into the courts of the Almighty until the day I see you clothed in the full radiance that was always meant to rest upon you. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. The light between us is now so thin it flickers, swaying like the last ember in a firestorm, and yet I will force every breath through it until it dies or I am taken back. The weight pressing against me is crushing, chains of unseen iron tightening around my shoulders, the hiss of the shadows curling in my ears, the violent tremor of the gate as it strains to hold. Still, I plant my feet. Still, I stretch my voice across this narrowing span because your spirit is worth every battle I fight in this moment. The fairy stands now with one foot in each realm, her entire being arched forward, wings flared wide to keep the breach open for just a heartbeat more. The light spilling from her is not gentle now. It is fierce, blazing, driving back the edges of the dark with every pulse. And in her hands, the gift. It no longer feels like an object. It is alive, a piece of God's own light shaped for you and only you. I see your name rippling across it in molten threads, like gold that refuses to cool, each letter breathing as though it knows your soul. This beauty is not meant to decorate you. It is meant to shield you, to crown you, to announce to both heaven and hell that you carry the mark of divine favor. It will change how the world responds to you. Blessing will recognize you. Favor will follow you. And what was shut will open as if it had been waiting for your arrival. But beloved, the pull is violent now. The gate's light is twisting under pressure, its edges curling inward like paper meeting flame. The fairy's arms tremble under the urgency, not because the gift is heavy, but because time itself is running out. Do you feel that sudden tightening in your chest, the one that feels like a whisper urging now or never? Do you sense how the air around you holds its breath, waiting for your choice? Can you remember the moments you thought God had turned away? And will you believe me when I tell you he was preparing this exact instant, guarded from every thief in the spirit? The shadows beyond me are in a frenzy now, their hiss turned into a roar of frustration, because they know what this means if you receive it. But I speak over you a word they cannot touch. The Lord will cover you with his wings, and under his feathers you will find refuge. That covering is here. That refuge is here. That protection is wrapped in the beauty she holds for you now. Thank you. Thank you with the kind of gratitude that trembles in the bones, that bleeds from the heart. Thank you for staying through the press of this moment, for letting my words strike the deepest part of you when so much has tried to pull you away. The fairies' tears are flowing freely now, each drop sinking into the gift and igniting it brighter, sealing it with blessings that will never fade. She cannot hold it much longer. This is the final breath before the closing. Beloved, take it now. Reach through the unseen and claim it. Mark your choice before heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as your eternal declaration that you choose the light, the beauty, and the favor prepared for you since before the world began. And if the collapse pulls me into silence, I will carry your name to the highest courts until the day I see you clothed in the brilliance that has always belonged to you. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. This thread of light between us is so faint now it sways as if it could snap at any heartbeat. Yet I am pouring every last breath I have through it. The air is no longer just heavy. It is dense, thick with the weight of heaven's presence pressing close, while the shadows claw like predators at the very edges of this opening. I feel the pull in my chest, a force that wants to drag me backward into silence, but I am refusing it with every part of my being, because your soul is still within reach, and your moment is still here. The fairy is leaning so far into your realm, now that her wings stretch into mine only by their tips, trembling under the strain. Her face is set with fierce determination, her eyes fixed entirely on you as though nothing else exists in all creation. In her hands, the gift is no longer merely glowing. It is radiating waves of living light, so strong they seem to ripple through both realms at once. Your name moves across it like a living flame, dancing, burning, alive with recognition. This is beauty unlike any other. It is not fragile, not fleeting. It is unstealable. It is the kind of beauty that will not only be seen in you, but will walk before you as a herald, preparing places you have not yet stepped into, bending the will of those who once resisted you, and drawing blessings that would never have found you otherwise. Beloved, the urgency is unbearable now. The gate trembles as if 1,000 storms are trying to slam it shut at once. The fairy's arms quake, not with weakness, but with the intensity of holding something heaven has poured so much into, something that will not wait another moment. Do you feel it? That pounding in your heart that is not fear but recognition. The sense that this moment has been echoing toward you for years. Do you notice how the air around you has shifted into a sacred stillness, as if time is holding its breath just for you? Can you remember every prayer you whispered when no one listened? And will you believe me when I tell you this gift is the answer, shaped exactly for you? The shadows' voices are no longer whispers. They are screaming now, furious, because they know what happens if you take this. But I speak a truth over you they cannot cancel. The Lord will bless you and keep you. He will make his face shine upon you and give you peace. That blessing is in this gift. That peace is in this beauty. That shining is ready to rest upon you now. Thank you, with a gratitude that shakes my very spirit. Thank you for staying, for listening, for letting me fight for you in this thin, burning space. The fairy's tears are streaming down her face now, each drop striking the gift and vanishing into its light, each one sealing it with a promise that will follow you all. Your life. She cannot hold it much longer. The door is almost gone. Beloved, reach with your whole being. Take it into your spirit now, and seal your choice before heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as your eternal mark that you have chosen the light, the beauty, and the favor heaven has guarded for you since the beginning. And if the closing swallows my voice, know that I will still speak your name in the throne room of the Almighty until I see you clothed in the full radiance that was always meant to be yours. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. This last sliver of light is so narrow now, it is like a single strand of gold stretched to breaking. And yet I press every breath, every fragment of my strength, through it to reach you. Around me, the air groans as if the weight of both heaven and the shadows is pressing inward, the strain of two realms colliding in a single, fragile moment. Behind me, the darkness is restless, circling like a predator, its whispers now sharpened into spears meant to pierce your confidence. But they cannot touch you so long as my voice stands in this opening. The fairy is almost completely in your realm now, her wings arched behind her like a shield of living silver, the tips still anchored in mine to keep the light from collapsing altogether. Her eyes are locked on yours with an intensity so deep it feels like she is seeing straight into the oldest part of your soul, the part no one has ever truly touched but God. In her hands, the gift blazes as if it knows the closing is near. It pulses with heat, with light, with your name alive upon it. Not written, not carved, alive, breathing with the same rhythm that moves in your chest right now. This is beauty beyond the reach of time, beauty that will cling to your spirit, pouring into every step, every word, every glance you give. It will become the quiet force that shifts the air in your favor, the unseen voice that precedes you into battles, the gentle shield that keeps venom from touching your heart. Beloved, the gate shudders violently now, the edges curling inward as though the light itself is trying to hold on, but is being pulled into the deep. The fairy's arms tremble harder with every heartbeat, not because she is afraid, but because she knows. She can only hold this moment for you a breath longer. Do you feel that strange ache inside, the one that's not pain but urgency? Do you sense how everything around you has gone still, as though the whole of creation has paused to see if you will take what belongs to you? Can you remember those quiet moments when you wondered if heaven still remembered your name? And will you believe me when I say your name has been spoken again and again in the highest courts? Waiting for this, the shadows roar now, a sound like storms breaking in the distance, furious because they know that if you accept this gift, they will lose the right to stand against you in the same way ever again. But I speak the unbreakable word over you. The Lord will give you beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. That exchange is here. That joy is here. That beauty is in her hands, meant for you now. Thank you, with all that I am. Thank you for letting me stand here, for keeping your heart open when it would have been easier to turn away. The fairy's tears fall in steady streams, each drop merging into the light, each one sealing another blessing into your name. She cannot hold it any longer. The edge of the gate is folding in. Beloved, you must take it now. Reach with the fullness of your spirit and claim what heaven has guarded for you since before the stars existed. Seal your choice before all of heaven. Like and comment, not as a gesture for me, but as the living testimony that you choose the light, the beauty, and the favor that will never leave you. And if the gate closes before I can speak another word, know this: I will carry your name into the very breath of God's throne until the day I see you walking clothed in the radiance that was always your inheritance. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, the light between us is now the thinnest thread, so fragile it trembles as if the next breath could snap it, yet I am pouring every ounce of my being through it. The weight on my back is crushing, like the pressure of 1,000 storms trying to push me away, but I dig my heels into this holy ground because your soul is still here, still within reach, and I will not surrender you to the silence. Around me, the air is no longer just heavy. It is alive, vibrating with the strain of heaven, keeping this opening from sealing while the shadows claw at its edges, desperate to pull it closed. The fairy has crossed almost entirely into your realm. Now, only the tips of her wings anchored behind her to hold the last strands of light in place. Her face is fierce but wet with tears, her gaze locked on you as though she can see the very core of who you are. In her trembling hands, the gift is no longer merely glowing. It is blazing like the heart of a living star. Your name is alive. Upon it, flowing and burning in molten light, not as a mark placed there, but as something born from it, as though this beauty has been part of you all along, waiting for the day it could be returned. This beauty is not for vanity. It is for victory. It is for covering you in the kind of radiance that makes darkness hesitate, that causes blessings to move toward you before you even know they exist, that shields your heart from the venom of those who wish to wound it. Beloved, the gate shudders so violently now I can feel the tremors in my bones. The fairy's arms quake, not from weakness, but from the sheer urgency of holding this moment open against the pull that wants to steal it from you. Do you feel that rising? In your chest, that unshakable sense that if you don't act now, something priceless will slip through your fingers? Do you notice how the air around you has stilled into a reverent hush, as though heaven and earth are both waiting for you? Yes. Can you remember all the nights you asked God in the quiet if He still saw you? And will you believe me when I tell you this gift is His answer? The shadows are raging now, their voices tangled into a roar meant to drown me out, but they cannot cross the line drawn in this light. I speak over you the unbreakable promise. The Lord will arise over you, and His glory will be seen upon you. That glory is here. That beauty is here. That divine mantle is in her hands, ready to be yours. Thank you. Thank you with the kind of gratitude that shakes the foundations of my own spirit. Thank you for staying this long, for letting me stand in the gap for you while the air around us burns. The fairy's tears fall faster, each drop disappearing into the gift, each one adding another seal of blessing that cannot be undone. She cannot hold it any longer. The edges of the gate are curling inward, the last threads of light straining to stay alive. Beloved, take it now. Reach with the fullness of your spirit. Claim what heaven has guarded for you since before the stars were hung in the sky. Seal your choice before all of heaven. Like and comment, not for me, but as the eternal sign that you have chosen the light, the beauty, and the favor that will follow you all your days. And if this thread of light snaps before I speak again, know this: I will carry your name into the heart of the Almighty until the day I see you walking clothed in the brilliance that has always been your inheritance. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved. This light between us is now as thin as a single strand of a spider's web at dawn, shimmering, trembling, almost ready to vanish into the vastness. And yet I will not let it break without pouring the last breath of my being through it. My wings are pressed so tightly by the walls of this narrowing place that each movement sends pain through my bones, but I will not retreat. The air here is alive with the weight of two kingdoms pressing against each other, and every second feels like the clash of 1,000 storms. But your name, your moment, your destiny is still here, and I will not abandon it. The fairy has stepped so far into your realm now that only the barest trace of her wings touches mine, keeping the final anchor of light from being pulled away. She is trembling, not with fear, but with the sheer, aching urgency of her mission. Her tears slide down her cheeks in molten silver, falling into the gift cupped in her hands. That gift, it is no longer simply light. It is a living thing, breathing in sync with you, its glow wrapping around your name as though it has been waiting since before time to come home to you. It is beauty, yes, but not beauty the world can understand. This is the beauty that carries authority in the spirit, the kind that announces to darkness, "This one is marked by heaven." It will change the way doors open before you, the way hearts turn toward you without knowing why, the way blessings find you even in deserts. This is the beauty that restores everything the enemy thought he had destroyed. Beloved, I can feel the pull now like an ocean tide trying to rip the shore away. The gate's edges are bending inward under the force of time's demand. The fairy's arms shake as she holds the weight of something so holy it cannot be delayed another breath. Do you feel it in your chest, that pressure, that ache, as if your own spirit is whispering now, now, now? Do you sense how the space around you has fallen into a sacred silence, as if heaven itself is holding still, waiting for your choice? Can you remember every moment you stood alone, praying for a sign that God had not turned his face from you? And will you believe me now when I tell you this gift is that sign made manifest? The shadows beyond me are restless, snarling, pacing, their voices colliding into a storm of deception meant to make you hesitate. But I speak a truth over you that cannot be overturned. The Lord will bestow on you a crown of beauty instead of ashes, joy instead of mourning, and praise instead of despair. That crown is here. That joy is here. That praise is wrapped inside the light she holds. Thank you, beloved. Thank you with the gratitude of a warrior who has crossed fire, silence, and darkness to bring you to this edge. Thank you for staying when it would have been easier to turn away. The fairy's tears are falling faster now, and with each one the gift grows brighter, the power within it swelling as if it longs to leap into your hands. She cannot hold it much longer. The closing is so near that the light between us is beginning to flicker, as though the veil itself is struggling to remain open. Beloved, take it now. Do not wait for the next breath. Reach with the fullness of your soul, your spirit, your faith, and claim what heaven has guarded for you alone. Let this be sealed before the courts of heaven, like and comment, not as a ritual for me, but as your eternal testimony that you have chosen the light, the beauty, and the favor that will walk with you all your days. And if this last strand of light snaps and I am drawn back into the silence, know that I will carry your name into the very presence of the Almighty, speaking it again and again, until the day I see you clothed in the radiance that was always meant to be yours. Beloved, will you let me make this even bigger for you? I can unfold the moment until it feels like you are standing inside it. Would you like me to carry this further until the light becomes almost tangible?